okay, Zionists have been telling me, as an anti-Zionist Jew, that I'm not actually Jewish, that me protesting against what Israel is doing to Palestine, Israel's ongoing apartheid regime, their slow genocide of Palestinians, that my resistance to that Zionist project is not Jewish, that I'm somehow being a bad Jew. And I, as not only a Jew, but an academic and someone who questions, as is central to the spirit of Judaism, am here to counter that perspective using material that I'm finding from JewFAQ.org, their Judaism 101, a list of the 613 mitzvah, or commandments. These commandments are taken from a list of 613 mitzvah compiled by Rambam in the Mishneh Torah. Here I'm focusing just on items 26 through 39 of this list. This is the section on love and brotherhood. Item 26 is to love all human beings who are of the covenant. The covenant is an understanding that there is one God. Whether you call that God, God or Allah, it doesn't really matter. We collectively understand that there is one God. This means that we should love all human beings who share that belief, including Muslims. Item 27, not to stand by idly when a human life is in danger. Human lives, civilian lives, are being targeted in Gaza right now. Item 28, not to wrong anyone in speech. Not to use biased language like calling all Gazans terrorists, for example. Item 29, not to carry tales. Tale-bearing refers to spreading malicious gossip or false gossip, like claiming that all Gazans either support or are part of Hamas. Commandment 30, Mitzvah 30, not to cherish hatred in one's heart. This comes back to the love of brotherhood. Muslims are our cousins. Item 31, not to take revenge. Item 32, not to bear a grudge. Item 33, not to put any Jew to shame. I feel deeply shamed, as do most anti-Zionist Jews, over the genocidal actions that Israel is currently taking against Palestine. There is no humanitarian excuse for carpet bombing civilians, for bombing the entrances to hospitals, for bombing medical envoys as they are transporting people to get treatment. This is shameful. Item 34, not to curse any of the other Jewish people. Notice, I'm not saying Jews are doing X, Y, and Z. I'm talking about the political mission of Zionism and the Israeli state. Item 35, not giving occasion for another to stumble. This includes doing anything that will cause some other person to sin, whether that is spreading misinformation, spreading hatred, speaking badly about another group of people, condemning another group of people, or trying to reap vengeance. Item 36 of these mitzvah command us to rebuke the sinner, to tell the person who is doing harm, who is seeking vengeance, who is doing violence, who is harming their brother, to stop. That is not Jewish. That is not in the spirit of Judaism. Item 37 on this list of mitzvah, of commandments, is to relieve a neighbor of his burden and help to unload his beast. To relieve a neighbor of his burden. This means sharing resources with Palestine, sharing land, allowing them to return to their orchards, to their groves, to the space that was theirs, relieving them of their burden, no longer causing them harm, paying reparations, doing what is just, what is Jewish in spirit and principle. Item 38, to assist in replacing the load upon a neighbor's beast. If they lose something, if they are denied something, to make up the difference, to be generous, to be humble, to provide assistance. This is part of Tikkun Olam. This is part of our mission to heal the world. This is part of the Jewish ethos, is to help others to bear a burden. Palestinians have been bearing a burden. They have been victims of apartheid. They are currently victims of genocide. It is our job as good Jews to help alleviate that harm, that pain, those generations of trauma that have been reaped upon them. And item 39, and I am getting emotional as I talk about this, is not to leave a beast that has fallen down beneath its burden unaided. You aid a being that is harmed. You support and provide love and medical care and equipment to people who are being punished or violated. We should not be bombing the entrances to hospitals. We should be providing medical care and equipment. All roads should be open to provide humanitarian aid. This is Jewish. This is what it is to be Jewish, to understand what our mitzvah are, what our commandments are, and to behave in alignment. Don't come for me and tell me that I'm being a bad Jew by saying Israel is doing evil. Israel is not being Jewish. Israel is not behaving in the spirit of our ancestors, of our founders, of our rabbis. I will say that loudly. I will say it with my whole chest. We should be Jewish.